All right, let's see who's up in here today. Hopefully I can be heard. Damn, forgot somebody. Hold on. All right, we got a lot to talk about today, people. A lot to talk about today. So, I was debating on starting this live over here because my last few endeavors into the live stream, um, let me just show this. My last few endeavors into the live stream, I wasn't getting too much support, and so I just slowed my roll for a while and decided to do some other things, right? So, hold on. So with that said, um, right now I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in because there's only two of us now. When I get to three, I'll start going through everything and why I'm doing this, right? Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention, let me pull up also my videos. One of the things that I wanted to mention as we go all the way through all of this, right, is that when we talk about being set up for failure, all right, when we talk about being set up for failure, there is some crazy sh going on here, all right, and people are really not aware. Brothers are really not aware that we need to. Hey, what's up, Roland? What's up, man? Brothers are not aware that we need to move around. I've been posting up Ezekiel real strong on TikTok. I've been putting that up real strong on TikTok. And because it's what's up, King Group? Because this is kind of a discussion that I think we all need to have. Um, I am putting the link up to join the live early because there's a lot of danger that the Afro man is in. And a lot of these brothers don't realize it. But for the most part, I'm going to let you know that for the most part, the brothers that have an ear to hear, we're getting it. All right. We are really getting it. And with that said, right, with that said, a lot of it's frightening. It's just downright frightening. Um, the manner in which things are happening. I had put up a video. Let's see, put it in my messenger. I had put up a video earlier, and there are certain things that they're trying to keep from us. Hold on for a second. There are certain things that they're trying to keep from us. And the main things of what they're trying to keep from us is what's up, everybody that's popping in? The main thing they're trying to keep from us is the actual danger we are really in from these women. All right. And I can't say it like that. I can't say it any better than that. We are in actual danger as Afro men from the B Dubs. And what people aren't realizing is they have been such a destructive force to us behind their ability to use their police. Remember, we don't have an army that would fight the police, but the police is the army for the B Dub. She's been looking and seeking control of Afro men that stay in their presence. And this is why they're upset. Here's the thing: their power over the Afro man is the Caucasian man and his police force that we have been trained to follow the orders of, which is why a lot of times when they unalive us, we're unarmed because that's the big advantage. That's always been the advantage of these the mayonnaise people. They tell people, you'll be more peaceful if you're unarmed, but we're going to be armed. And so the gutless nature of them is to feel free to do anything they want to people that have themselves in that predicament. All right. But what's worse is the B Dub is straight up in that corner. And if you can't see it by the evidence of what's going on, then I feel for you, but I just can't reach you. All right. I really feel for you, but I just can't reach you. We've been warned in Ezekiel. We've been warned in Isaiah. We've been warned in Proverbs. And let me break something down. So y'all know I've told y'all before where the New Testament comes from. And I told y'all this, that the Old Testament is our history and books of wisdom. Now they are allegory and we can't take them at direct word for word simply because they were translated by the people that sought to oppress us and take away our divinity. So no, you can't trust any translation that was done by Caucasian people. But understanding how the Most High, his commandments is in your hearts, you can still read it and get a pretty good idea of what is expected of us, and then act in such a way that we are acting in accordance with the commandments. See, because the commandments, what they couldn't really change them and alter them too much. So what they did was said that didn't matter. That's the purpose of the New Testament. The purpose of the New Testament is to get you to see the Romans as gods, and they will lead you away from the commandments of the Most High and natural law. Hey, Talafa Lava Soy Full, brother. All right. And so this is where we're at. Oh, let me do this real quick. And so as I've been looking at things, and there's a couple of things I want to talk about too, when you're looking at spots and we can't allow fear to make decisions for us. All right. And we must make decisions out of wisdom before you have to make them out of fear. All right. So one of the other things that I was going to talk about, okay, one of the other things I was going to talk about is you can never win with these women. All right. You can never win with these women. You cannot win with these women. All right. Because even though they claim they are not this, their actions says they are. And Shirazad Ali broke it down real well when she said that they act like 14-year-olds. They have the act of 14-year-olds. So this was way back when, 2017. All right. We've been telling people this. All right. All right, what's up, King Groove? I'm gonna test this, make sure your sound is all right. So basically,
Can you hear me?
okay, we good. We good. Yeah.
Yeah, to the bang.
Hey, to the bang, brother. To the bang. It's a bang. It's a bang. Even say.
Hey,
All right.
you been doing
Go
all right?
ahead. Oh yeah. And I've been my Spanish is getting up there too. Cause
Okay.
I've been all right. And I'll talk to. We're going to address that the Spanish, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, and Brazil. Um, we're going to talk about Thailand and the Philippines as well. Okay, so let me just finish this point. Um, uh, oh yes, so this is what's happening. The world is seeing what's going on. The world is starting to see what's going on. The United States and those people who can in Israel who are not allowed to take a DNA test because the DNA will absolutely prove that they have no claims to that land whatsoever, right? All right. So what you have is you have Afro people getting no respect in the United States. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say they're not worthy of respect. When you keep voting Democrat after all the garbage that they did, and you falsely accuse Trump, and I'm gonna say his name because you're not allowed to do it. But when you falsely accuse, bear false witness against somebody and say that they are guilty of what the people you like are actually guilty of. What's up, Cornelius? Then that is a problem. That's the problem. And since you did that, everybody knows you're not worth anything. So that's why they're giving more reparations to the Jews in the United States, a couple millions in the United States when the people that did the stuff to them were the Germans. But the all the heinous things they did to the BP in the US, they'll never give us a dime. All right. And Um, exactly. It's not them who own Hollywood. Yeah, let's get that clear. All right. Hey, what's up, Daniel? So what's happening is how can people respect you when you keep voting for your enemy? When you keep voting for the very people that's oppressing you the most? When you say that we're not even going to give anybody else an option, I don't even want to talk to anybody else because I'm running away from the truth. And remember, the community is led by women. Now, understand this. Before the community was led by the feminist single mom B Dub, the community was primarily conservative. That's how we built all that stuff, right? We could, at the time, be kingmakers and not be all for one group. But when the B Dubs took, and notice everything. One of the things I want y'all to notice as brothers, notice how they only cater when they say for the Afro community, for the black community, they only cater to the black woman, the one who's doing the most destruction of the Afro man and his children. So, what is the options? What options do you have? Right? First, we need to leave these alone. Period. Leave them alone. They've been telling us that that they will betray the community for the Caucasian persuasion. They will ignore every atrocity that the Caucasian male has done to the community, their ancestors, their grandmothers, their great grandmother. The B Dub will ignore all of that. They will be ignorant. They will I mean, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is what we're facing, brothers. And don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Everything that's been promoted has been all about them and only about them. Let me break that down again. Everything that's being promoted has been about them, all about them, and only about them. All right. So I want y'all to understand that. At no point were these considerate of what we were going through as a people. Now, I wanted to show y'all something before we really get into it, and then we're going to have this discussion. And what I'm presenting you with right off the bat is the danger that we are in. Okay. I'm presenting you with the danger that we are currently in. Hold on for a second. Let me get rid of this. So I'm showing you the danger that we are really in as Afro men. All right. And this is to even be around them. Here's the thing. The reason why we should not let them in any of our groups. All right. The reason we should not let them in any of our groups. Okay, there we go. The reason for that is this, that at the end of the day, all right, what these women will do is destroy our ability to speak, our ability to discuss issues, our ability to have a conversation, and hold on. And all the rest of this, right? Now, one of the things I want y'all to understand, how insidious is the things that we are dealing with. This is something we must understand. When I say these women are not on our side, they are really not on our side. All right. So y'all may or may not know who this is. All right. And I got the link up. So in a little bit, y'all can join in and we're talking about solution. The only solution is to build outside. And I wish I had Brother Zimmerlu in here. All right. Because there's another option that we have. Not only with building outside, right? That's not our only option. That's our best option for those that can't. But if you can't, there's something to understand. All right. So you can't build outside. You just because of whatever reason, right? Then we can do the enclave thing, and the enclave thing don't have to be long short distance. It could be a long distance thing where we brothers keep in touch with each other and develop ways to supply needs or supply what we need. That ain't what I hit. Okay. All right, hold on for a second. So in supplying what we need and developing these enclaves and stuff like that, right? For those, what we can do is the ones that can leave, go and act like recon elsewhere, give a report. This may sound familiar. Give a report as to what's going on and how we could go in and build with a better community. That give a report thing might sound familiar. All right. Only we don't have to be the wimps that the first group of people that was leaving wickedness to go to a new land. We could be better than that. All right. And so this is what I'm talking about, right? Hold on for a second. So you got a lot of brothers that's getting involved in a lot of the legal stuff that's going on, right? And so send this to this brother Dwight. All right, with the legal stuff going on, right? And so basically, this is how dangerous it is. They're dangerous not only because of their interactions and how they're getting dudes set up with the police or getting dudes set up with the thugs, right? They're also dangerous because their first love is the Caucasian persuasion, because when they close their eye and pray, that's the image they see. Understand this. This is how wicked that this is why the Most High said that we are not to bow down and worship any image, not even the images from the heavens. All right. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Right. And then there's a picture of Megan Thee Stallion have it looked like a teenage girl hugged up, and the teenage girl was grabbing her behind. All right, this is the destruction that so how what they're doing is they're getting the BW to destroy the community by destroying the minds of the children. And this is something that cannot be denied as to what they're doing. They cannot deny that this is what they're doing. I haven't did that in a while. There we go. Now, here's the thing. This woman, her name was Ashley Mabry. All right, remember, I did this report a long time ago, right? Her name was Ashley Mabry. She introduced a lot of men to her thing, right? And then she went and got this man's tattoo. See, look at this DJ Kid. Now, let me speak to something else about what's going on here and why this is a deeper part of the story. All right. So that y'all can understand the danger that the Afro community is in. With this Ashley Mabry that got DJ Kid on her thing, right? She helped this man do all the stuff that he did. When they do stuff to us, trust me, they have the help of other BP, especially the B dubs, right? So basically, now the solution is for us to go, and we have a bunch of options. We have options if you can only stay. And if you can only stay, this is where we start conversating with one another offline and online, and start coming up with plans, because our biggest adversary right now that keeps us under the thumb of the Caucasian system that has been predatory towards our destruction is them, the B-dubs. Okay, King Groove. That's what we're working with. So go ahead, King Groove. You had anything to add?
Well, just to piggyback off what you just said, brother, thinking back off of all my experiences, Can you
Uh-huh.
hear me? Okay, with women,
I hear you.
dating Caucasian and Hispanic women, I've never had to almost fight Pookie or Ray Ray, or almost had to shoot it out like the OK Corral with some knucklehead over some broad with a yacky $5 weave. You know, it's just ridiculous. Like you could take a woman out, you could have a good time, maybe go to a movie, a hotel, back to your house, Netflix and chill, maybe Chili's or
Right.
Fridays or whatever it is. You could just even go for a jog at the park. You could enjoy each other's company without being on the news, you know?
Right. You used to be able to do that. And good luck with trying to do that now. Right? You used to be able to do that, but good luck with trying to do that now. And so there's a lot of stuff going on, right? That if you don't know, you better know, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on. And so when I keep saying that the B dub is our adversary, I'm not using hyperbole, trying to make something. It is what has been going on, right? It's the thing that has been going on. It's the thing that we've been ignoring, right? We've been ignoring this. And we've been watching them destroy us in slow motion. We've been watching them as never, there we go. We've been watching them not really have any love for us. We've been watching it. We've been hearing them say it. They've been very vocal about it, right? And hold on, let me put the link back up. So who else want to join the panel? And so they've been telling us, so we got to start believing. We need to start believing them. There we go. All right. All right. Now understand this. So they shown despise for good men, and understand this. They do not despise the men that have done the wickedness. All right. They have not. So here's the link. Oh, sorry. Let me put it up for those who want to join. All right. That's the link. All right. So here's the thing. Now we have some options, and this is how the options break down. And this is stuff we're going to need to do. All right. One, you can do digital nomad stuff. So get into computers. Get into computers. All right. Um, Cybersecurity. That's a field that for those of you that still need to work, that's a field that you can get into and work in outside of the country. All right. You can do any of the computer things. All right. Where would you go? That's the other question. Where can you go? So one of the things is if you have stuff to ship, you can go to the DR. It's better than here, but it's high. It's not as good for a mate because the brothers from they're not brothers, but the Pookies and Ray Rays been going from New York and Georgia to the DR on the cheap and utterly destroying the culture there, right? And so one of the biggest problems is the Dominican women, and this is my issue I have with the DR. The brothers are cool, but the Dominican women If they see you're American, they were like, oh, it's $100, American dollars. If they tell you, if you go there and they want some in American dollars, they see I need this for a babysitter and this, that, and the other, then we can go, no, hell to the no. This is why I don't date women with children, especially outside of the Brazil. I would do it in Brazil because I understand the culture there, right? But definitely not in the United States. The women aren't worth it. And the women have the children, not because somebody ran up in them and they would have talked to me anyway. So here's the thing. The women in the Dominican Republic, had they not been messed up with the dudes coming from Georgia and New York who went down there and destroyed that kind of culture, they would have been open to any righteous man in a way that the B-dub in the United States will not. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's the other thing, this auto stuff from Google and stuff, right? So now let's get into the options. As we look at how these women are poisoning our children. All right, so remember, this woman here, so in love with this Caucasian man that this is her side by side, jail versus, right? She was so in love with this Caucasian man that she helped him do heinous things.
What could you, brother? Could you put that picture back up there? The last
This
one.
one,
Yeah.
this one,
You know what that make me think of?
what?
What you talking about, Willis?
Oh yeah. All
Damn.
right. And so when you really look at this woman was helping him with all of this stuff. All right. And there was a big age difference between him and the women. But understand this. Understand how this woman or these women in the US do not have a problem when there's an age difference, large age difference between a Caucasian man and them. But they try to make fun of us brothers. Then they try to make fun of us brothers. I want y'all to understand that. Then they try to say, "Oh, when you go, you want to go to them other place to get younger women." Hell to the yeah, right? Now let me say this as well. In the DR, in these other countries, in Ethiopia, they have the same custom. They don't want you if you're a man their age and they're young. What you got? You don't know how to be a father. You don't understand this. These women, especially in Ethiopia, they ain't trying to get knocked up with a dude their age. They're not trying to get knocked up with a dude their age, right? And the other thing, the body count thing. Remember, it is my that came out of my mouth. What do you bring to the table, right? And they took it out of context. I say take your degree, money, and coochie off the table. What do you bring to the table? Remember the video I did where we was talking about the women, how they was talking about they had all these degrees, they're the most educated and stuff, and come to find out that the men were had a little more degrees. There were twice as many Afro men graduating with a bachelor's than that was in prison, but the ones getting to make all the babies was the prison, right? And so, yeah, all right, that's what we're dealing with. The level of hypocrisy. All right. And basically what we're looking at is the level of lies these women tell to try to cover up the wickedness that they're doing. As if, and they're kind of correct. When we talk about these lies, they're kind of correct. If they lie enough, like a commercial, if you lie enough, people will believe the lie as the truth. And the reason why it happens like that because you got dudes that are too afraid to stand up. So now let's look at our options. All right. Our options is to get passports and go. Or our options is to hook up with one another once we find out who the righteous are and stay in contact so that when things happen, we will know better. Now, in this thing, we need to, once we find a brother is not righteous, we need to communicate that brother. You see what I mean? That brother's on his own, because you cannot trust a brother that cannot stay by his word, be about his word. You can't trust that kind of a dude, because he will destroy you too, just like the bee does. All right. So this dude was pimping these women out all over Facebook. Y'all remember this, right?
C-SPAN networks bring you long form.
All right. So y'all saw that other hold on. Did y'all see the picture? Hey, Brother King Groove, did you see the picture?
Hillary.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Hillary.
All right. So a dude that runs through a community, think about this for a minute. A dude that runs through the community with all those females, giving them the package, hugged up with the former Secretary of State of the United States of America.
It's probably her nephew.
I want y'all to let that sink in. So this is why now, if you're going to visit a place to see how it is, this is the thing that I came up with, and this is my conclusions to think. The Hispanic-speaking countries, I like going to the Dominican Republic. All right, I like going to the Dominican Republic. All right, but it's just as costly as being in the United States. Okay. Anybody else want to pop up? Just click on the link and come on up. All right. Now, here's the other thing. She was, all right. So here's the other thing, right? Yeah, let's get back to that real quick. All right, you up, brother. Let's get back to that. Let's go back to them pictures. Let's go back a few. Slow that down real quick. Let's concentrate on this for a minute. Here's the thing. And I'm going to say this. The reason why this woman looked bad without makeup is because she was a bad person without her makeup. If y'all know what I mean by that. She looks bad without makeup because she was a bad person without makeup. right? And so the corruptness of her heart has manifested itself on the outside of her face. Because had she not been so hard in the game, she wouldn't look so hard and she wouldn't need makeup and she would still be beautiful without the makeup. All right. And so the Most High don't make anybody ugly. He just doesn't. We do that to ourselves by the life we live. All right. And so if we want to if we want to do something better, right, we have to do what the Most High says and walk away from this. Not because they look bad without the witchcraft, but the bad that they look without the witchcraft has more to do with how corrupt their hearts are, which then manifests in their spirit, making them look bad and unattractive. And they're just that way with the witchcraft on or without it. All right. So this is why it is better to start finding places that are hospitable to the Afro man, where you can build part of a community. In any place you go in Southeast Asia, Caucasian men have built a network there where other Caucasian men that go there can speak to them. They learn the game and stuff. They do this. They F things up for everybody here. And then when things get so bad, they go and we're escaping. And that's the thing. We're escaping the people that's doing us the most harm. And unfortunately, it's the B-Dub and her minions, right? So, and isn't that we're afraid of them because we can handle them, but that's the point. We shouldn't need to handle them. We are a people of peace, right? So we're going to take our peaceful behinds and go where we're appreciated, not merely tolerated. Right. And say corn, not the other word. Yeah. Yeah. And so here's the thing. So this is our solution. And I kept telling people that Ezekiel keeps telling us to separate, separate, separate. All right. And Ezekiel ain't playing. The book of Ezekiel is very clear, along with Isaiah, when dealing with these females. Right? Here we go. This is what it says in Ezekiel 13, 22, and 23. This is what we're dealing with. And so we're not supposed to stay in the presence of this. Because with falsehood, you have made the heart of the righteous sad, with whom I not made that, and you have strengthened the hands of the wrong. So this woman, the B-Dub, has strengthened the hands of the oppressor against the Afro man and our children, so that he does not turn from his evil way. The reason why we don't get reparations is because the Democrat Party only catered to the BW, because BW could get enough of the simps and panderers to go along with them and argue with the minority of men that see the toxicity that the Democrat Party is. And then they'll say, well, everybody, but everybody wouldn't be bad if you would have some wisdom and say, I won't, y'all can fight amongst each other. I won't be a kingmaker in this one because none of y'all are good unless you give me something in return that we can see in 2 years. See, we don't know how to leverage that kind of stuff. And we don't know how to leverage it because is the communities run by B-dubs, and the B-dubs will never relinquish serving the Caucasian man because he's making them judges so that they could brag about that, right? He's giving them power in the judiciary. And I'm looking at Fannie. Fannie probably about to go to jail. All right. But
They
he's
just caught
still,
another one.
yeah,
Corey, that whatever her name is.
Cory Booker.
It's a female, Corey something.
Oh yeah, another judge. Is it still in Georgia?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she was kind of nasty
Well,
looking.
I showed you. Remember, I showed you them. I'm stuffing them ballots from them carts underneath the thing because they didn't realize they were on closed circuit TV, right? And so, and YouTube tried to hide that, and now that everything is coming out, right? But still, people had an opportunity to see it, but they ignored it. A lot of people was like, man, I don't even want to see the evidence. That's the black people for you. That's us for you, right? They didn't want to see the evidence. And now that they're being destroyed, they don't know what to do about anything. All right. And so basically, this is a thing. We've been betrayed at all manners of life. In all these matters, right? In all these matters, one must understand we are being betrayed by our own, and they're weaponizing our oppressors against not only us, they're destroying our children. Our children have no chance. Our children has no chance. All right. And so we should not tarry along with this. Now, I'm gonna say this. I've been going back to and forth to the DR simply because the minute number of friends that I have, but it's not a place I would stay. And this is my last trip, and I'm gonna tell you why. The society, because of the people that's gone before us, is so messed up that they gringo people. And what I mean by that is in Brazil, any of you can get on a moto taxi, go to the group, and they have where you want to go, and it'll be the same price for you as it is for everybody else. In the DR, they try to cheat you, rip you off, and all the rest of that stuff. In Colombia, they would kind of treat you the same if you're in a touristy area. All right. But a lot of times when I go somewhere, I go with like when I go into the neighborhoods, I'll go with one of the palenqueros, right? And so we catch the cab together, and so I don't pay gringo prices. The other thing is that when you look at Brazil and we talk about the favelas, right? Everything is kind of written in stone, and you're treated fairly, which makes the Brazil different from everywhere else, in that you don't get gringoed like that unless you're buying a shirt downtown. If you don't know where to shop, you're going to pay more than a person that knows where to shop for things. But that's about what it is. They don't charge you extra because of who you are, the way these other countries do, right? But if we can get places and develop a relationship with one another while we're there, this is why when people used to come to Brazil, I would pick them up at the airport exchange their money at the exact exchange rate so that they would have something, and make that first ride to their hotel on me. Because when I go to Brazil, Francisco picked me up at the airport. When it's time for me to go, he takes me to the airport. So I show love to my brothers that go down there at the same time I'm down there. But you see by the numbers here that has fallen off. The brotherhood has fallen off. You have more dudes that used to follow men following females and following mess in these podcasts. All right, here's the thing. All right, what are your thoughts about the U.S. Embassy in Colombia issuing warning to the men that travel there to meet women and those black women? All right, here's the thing. They're laughing over the recent deaths of the passport bros. One was a white man, one was a Chinese man. So they weren't all passport bros, right? But what's not funny is more women are going to Colombia and Jamaica and losing their lives. So let them laugh. And the brothers aren't laughing about it. The brothers aren't even reporting it. The brothers are not really talking about how these women are going to these places and they're losing their lives. And the reason why and this is what makes it so bad. Even when they laugh and talk about what's going on in these places, it's making news so dudes know to watch their P's and Q's. In Colombia, things are bad if you go to Medellin. All right. Most of this bad stuff is happening in Medellin. But more dudes are losing their lives in the United States than in Colombia. In the United States, they're losing their lives senselessly. Whereas Colombia, they're doing what brothers like me. So here's the thing. So these dudes been going on these podcasts. They've been listening to these hip dudes that's making it sound all cool and showing these women in bikinis and stuff like that. And they've been listening to women instead of the wise men. And so this is why this stuff happened. And these women are laughing at them. It's another reason to leave them alone. So here's my thoughts on it. When you go to these places, you don't meet two girls on Tinder, go to the bar, get all hopped up on whatever drug they put in their drink, bring them back to your hotel, be flossing and stuff. Yeah, I'm flossing. Because they coming back the next day. Right? And stuff. They're going and once they suck you in, the other thing that they did wrong is they had the girls supply the ride. Understand this. So this is why this is hurting the Pookies. Because the passport bros, the real men, we on a date, we take care of the ride to and from the place. And we generally use Uber. Right? The only time I use a taxi is when I go over my friend's house in the barrios in Colombia. All right, and Uber don't go into that neighborhood, and I'll use a taxi to leave. Right? And so and you know, and they got my back. They got my back in the community. But see, I developed that relationship. And so I got the respect of a community, right? But when you go to places and do disrespectful things, you can't expect to be respected. And when they want to get you, you're going to get got. We keep saying don't get got by doing irresponsible and stupid things. So you don't let a woman pick you up and then get in their ride and stuff. No, you don't do that. And if they insist, you leave them alone. right? I tell you, brothers, have Uber and your payment thing set up on Uber to where it's automatically done. The only time you're going to exchange money is to give a tip. All right. This is another thing about the Dominican Republic that I can't stand about them, right? But because there's a code, so I use a code, and so it's a 4-digit code that Uber generates when my ride comes pick me up. And so once I give you that code, that ride starts, right? All right. You can't tell me, oh, you're supposed to pay more, because I'll get out the car and I'll tell them, I'll report this to such and such and such, because they'll lose their job there for doing some stuff like that, right? So the code protects me, right? And I don't let them give me that BS. Well, you're supposed to pay more. No, I said I'm supposed to pay what you already got. It's automatic. And that's why I do the automatic thing. So it kind of protects you. In Colombia, it'll do the same thing. And if you have a problem, report it to Uber. They'll instantaneously give you your money back because they're monitoring. Remember, they use Google Maps. They're monitoring whether you were driving slow. They're monitoring where the dude took another route. All right. So basically, this is what I do. Right. So one, if I meet a woman, it'll be a woman that I meet because I talk to them. Two, I don't do bars because I don't drink. I might go and do salsa, but I don't drink. Right. So if I meet a woman, I will meet a woman. Y'all understand? A woman. I'm not flossing, trying to post me with 3 women on Facebook. Like these dudes are, and that's what a lot of these dudes are. They ain't nothing but simp suckers. They are simps. Someone who idolizes mediocre punani. All right, and they're trying to front, and that's how they're getting got. But mainly, who this is happening to is not Afro men, is the Caucasians, and so that's who the black women are laughing at. Let's see. Anybody else have a question? Did you add anything to add to that, King Groove? Um, so I mean, and this is the legacy that they have, right? And so let me say this. I like Colombia a little better than the Dominican Republic because the women aren't too crazy there. Like, and I don't mean crazy local. I mean, if you go to meet a woman one-on-one, like on the beach or something, one-on-one, not one that's trying to meet you with her friend. No, don't do that. But one-on-one, if you stay in a place that has security or that where they need to present their ID, right? So all the places I stay, when I bring a date, they get her ID. All right. So one-on-one, and when you go supply the ride and everything, when we go out, go to the boats and stuff like that, all right, they don't feel entitled. They want to be treated well. They believe in that, the old school way of doing things. The man is going to take care of me, this, that, and the other, right? They don't worry about much. All right. And then some of the time they will pay for some stuff, right? So that's the one-on-one thing. In the Dominican Republic, in the DR, there's a sense of entitlement there that has risen to the level of the BW in the United States, and that's because of the simps that went there, and a lot of them go to New York and come back, go and cross between there, and they pick up a lot of stuff from the New York area and bring it back to the DR. So they kind of ruined themselves. and they've lost a lot of tourism, right? The DR, they get women coming, the BW coming there trying to do, mess them up more, but the men aren't coming there spending that money like that anymore. All right, they're losing to Southeast Asia primarily and South America. So that's my thoughts on this. All right, Brazil, hands down, when we talk about not, they rip you off less. Right. For the Afro-Brazilian women, the thing about Brazil is all the rest of the women loves the Afro man. So it seems that the darker the woman, the more they're looking for a Caucasian. All right. And so, and the thing is, my heart is with the community in Brazil, primarily the two favelas I kind of spend most of my time in. Oh Lord. And I just bought some lightsabers too. So, oh man, woo, Lord, me and it, man, me and the whole community. I bought a bunch of lightsabers. Me and the whole community, we about to have a ball if it's safe, because it's going to be more fun at night. So, and because I have a decent relationship to all the dudes that have the armament, if you know what I mean, I'll just ask them, when's a safe time, and generally there's a spot where whatever I'm doing, I'm just going to be done, right? And I'll put it this way: I don't miss the last train to leave the favela, so I'll stay there all night, but I won't miss the last train, or I'll walk to a spot because you can't get an Uber there. So I'll walk to a spot to catch an Uber, and things are relatively safe there for me because I got a lot of friends that watch my back, right? Because of relationships that I built up. And if push comes to shove, I could walk to Mimi's mom's house and stay the night there. You see what I'm saying? So in Brazil, you can build the type of relationship, and because the relationship that you build is basically throughout the entire community. So let's look at this. It started with me in the NGO. All right. Then Mimi's mom used to live in the favela, so I used to be over there for all of that. Everybody knew me and Mimi was talking. All right. So even when we weren't talking, like I still get stuff. Mimi, like, hey, I need some shoes. Can you bring me some shoes? And I'll bring them because of what our relationship was. Because we like doing things and showing kindness for people that show us kindness, right? Now, the other reason I do it is because her and her mom look out for me, even though we don't talk like that or off and on, but all the time they look out for me. So all the time I look out for them. All right. And that's how it is in Brazil. So once you become a part of the community, everybody got your back. Okay. Everybody has your back in a way that it's not like that in Colombia, and it's not like that in the Dominican Republic on a greater degree, but it is like that. If you make friends with some of the people that work in the hotel, they'll have your back. All right. So where I stay, where I go to stay at, they have my back, so I have my back for them. So they showed me kindness, so I show them kindness. And then in the DR, they have a VA clinic. So for those of you that have VA things, they will take care of what is on your VA list. Even your meds, what's on your VA meds, they will take care of that. All right. So even if it says it's zero for the knees, right? Is zero, but it's on the paper. Yeah, you had a problem with the knee. You had a problem with your. They will treat all of that. That's on the paper. So the clinics there outside of the U.S. they don't diagnose. They treat the diagnosis that's already been made by way of the VA in the U.S. So you got a lot of benefits for um, Brazil. My heart is there because of the community. Now in Colombia, I'm safe simply because of the people that I know, but it's the friend to friend basis, right? And I stay, I'm in places where I can pretty much walk around by myself, right? But I'm known, I'm known and people know what I do, so I'm kind of left alone. All right. But it's no, except for the women. I have a problem with the women. So my problem with women in Colombia is I'll have two or maybe three that might really like me. And that's a place that it's best to not talk to any than to get in. And we befriend each other. We've befriended each other. So I keep it at that level because I ain't going to lie. I like all three of them back. But I know better than to, and this is a different situation because these are people I sit with, talk with, my Spanish get better with. They braid my hair, right? And so basically, the problem is these are women that gossip. Well, I mean, they sit around in them pretty dresses. So what are they going to do all day? Gossip. So my business would never be trust me on this one. Your business will never be your own. So I just leave that alone. Unless I pick me up or meet somebody from Venezuela. But and so this only works if you stay there and develop the relationship. So you have a lot of options outside of the United States. If you act like a passport brother instead of a pookie, a passport pookie that come there to see how many women you could go in a bar and sleep with in one night. Yeah, that's the mess that gets you deleted. Anybody else has any other questions? And remember, the thing is open. So if y'all want to come on here with Brother King Groove and myself, King Groove ain't saying much. But
Yeah,
the link
I
is.
was listening, bro. You was going in.
But go ahead. Did you have anything to add, bro?
Yeah, just pretty much what you were saying. I mean, I've been seeing the videos of certain guys out there that you didn't see going overseas 4 or 5 years ago when it was only decent brothers that was going over to those places.
Right.
Now, any knucklehead with a stimulus package or an extra large tax return wants to go over there and try to treat it like Las Vegas or like the red light district something, and it's not like that.
And that's the issue right there. That's the issue right there. They are trying to treat it like Las Vegas, right? And I have a serious issue with that. I'm trying to find out where there it is. But anyway, yeah. So they're down there trying to treat it like Vegas and stuff like that. And that's my issue with them. Hold on for a hot second. You got the floor, King Girls.
Yeah, man. Brothers, protect yourselves, basically. Just be careful. Because you got this thing up on the screen that looks like a monster. That looks like Gary Coleman with lip gloss. And you wonder why so many of them jump and turn butch so easily. You know what I'm saying? Because without all the fake up and $600 hair from China, this is what they really look like. And like Nabi said, it's the wickedness that makes them ugly like this.
Right, because I know a lot of African women that's dark, no makeup and stuff, dark lips and stuff, and I holler at them in a minute, but they don't look. I mean, if you look at them, their face look very bright, right? They look really bright. They look like, hey, what's up, Cortez? They look very bright and stuff, and they don't have makeup. They put oil on their skin and stuff. But these women look like they have had a hard life, running through the carousel, right? And with running through the carousel, they have damaged their spirit, and it's manifesting itself on the way they look on the outside. Plus, they don't keep themselves in shape like women. Right. Well, here's the thing. You're looking at Caucasians trying to destroy the brown people that were there, and the whole world is starting to see it for what it is. And it's the same. It's like 1936 to 1944 all over again. Only the people that were the victims there are victimizing the people. Right? And so now you start questioning, what did Mustache Man see in these people that he had so much anger with him that he went in on them like this? Because after all, they're Caucasian like he is at the end of the day.
I heard some rumors about that. There's a guy, a historian, older white guy with white hair. He's not even allowed to go back in Germany and several
Uh-huh.
countries in Europe. He's not. I know you know who he is. We talked about him about 6, 7 years ago. I cannot think of his name, but he actually did some real history, not the inflated 6 million, 7 million, numbers of people. Like he said, there weren't even that many Jewish people living in Eastern Europe at that time in the 30s and the 40s. So that's impossible if
Right.
that number is that high. That if there weren't that many living there, how could that many be unalive? That's crazy. So basically, what he was saying is that during the First World War and then after that, right before World War II started, they would not support Germany. Germany was trying to have a whole nationalism, patriot revival thing, and they said, we will not participate. We're just going to keep overcharging you with interest on your money. We won't send our
Uh-huh.
sons to fight. They basically pissed on Germany. So when the Nazi Party got power, they turned and pissed on him.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, they backstabbed the Germans during World War One during the peace thing in order to get banking concessions for from England and everybody and stuff like that. And the Germans were mad at that because they looked at these people as responsible for destroying the German economy all the way up until they decided to go to war in 1936. But a lot of people hide what these people did in those secret meetings with England and stuff like that. And the same way they hide that these people do not belong in Africa. And there's no such thing as Middle East. They came up with that term to try to separate things to make it no, it's all these people don't belong in Africa. DNA says they don't belong in Africa. And so yeah, it is what it is. And now we see the genocide that they're committing, but it's allowed the same way Leopold was allowed to genocide Afro people in Africa, right? And so and Rhodes, Cecil B. Rhodes, right? Cecil, the Rhodes Scholarship, genocide, 10 million Afro people. So the mustache man was not the worst person in human history. It would be Leopold and Rhodes. I mean, when
Don't
we look at, but the thing is, they took black lives, so that didn't matter. Pun intended.
Don't
right?
forget about
And so,
Pol Pot
mhm.
and Stalin.
What's up, Clark?
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's happening,
Hey,
man?
all right, you got the floor.
Oh, I was gonna go elaborate right quick. What y'all talking about what that brother said about the Jews, whatever over there. Yeah, they did that. They did do that to Germany as well as other countries. There was a society that I think in 18, 16, 1500s, whatever, the Jews got kicked out because they want to control people through debt, and it was through usury. They so-called Jewish law through usury, and it was
Right.
the economical Jews that was doing that. And they're the
Uh-huh.
ones that was Zionism.
Right, right. And so and they came up with the Zionist stuff and things. And so and basically, and this is at the time where England promised them that they will give them some land somewhere. Now, at first, it was going to be someplace in Europe, but then they decided on Africa because when they want to destroy and bring all kind of chaos to people, they brought it to Africa. All right. And so, so we, this is the thing. History is important to know what people did so we could understand who needs to repent. Because if people don't own up to that and repent, then we know we can never trust such a people. Right. And that's why I don't trust anything that the government has to say, the media, and definitely damn sure for not don't trust the schools to teach anything, right? This is why I say when you have your children, like me, I bought some more books. Um, I bought 3 more books and I'm gonna have to do another live, and I guess when I get back to the DR. But I bought some more books that I think y'all might be interested in. I bought some copies that as soon as I figure out the name of them, I'll pass them out or send the books to whomever might want them. But yeah, and so basically, at the end of the day, with these books and stuff, right? We have to learn what's really been going on, and we have to learn it from sources that's not sanctioned by the government. Because the government, we have to understand that our government is nothing but liars, especially this iteration that's in there now. And the people that support them support wickedness and lies. So we just don't trust them like that, right? Certain things you can trust, but then you don't know what you can trust since the scandal, the medical scandal, I'm gonna call it, with the jab and stuff, where we couldn't even say what the jab was. So you can't trust any society that shuts down doctors and nurses and lab techs for telling people the truth. So you can't trust Google, any of its. Oh, we're going to check the truth on this. No, you won't. See, we understand what's going on. All right, so we
Follow the
don't trust.
science.
Go ahead.
Follow the science. That's what I kept hearing. Dumb Negroes kept saying. I just kept shaking my head, man.
Yeah, because they weren't following that. They were spitting out propaganda and calling it science. But now we know the truth. And you know what? Us conspiracy theorists are 100% for 100, 100 for what we said was going on to now what has been verified has been going on. And YouTube, Google, and all the rest of them still trying to hide this stuff. So basically, it is what it is. But y'all, I'm gonna get ready to go because I need to leave tomorrow, and I'm in finished packing. Um, but yeah, y'all, we need to pay attention to these P's and Q's. All right, let me mention this. If y'all care to donate to the chat, hold it. Like, share. Look, I even forgot my spiel. Like, share, and subscribe. If y'all care to donate to the channel, my donation links and Cash App will be in the description box. But now on this one, I could always remember this. Keep your money if you don't have it to give. You're supposed to be a steward to yourself and family first. And out of your abundance, if you choose to give what you can afford to give out of your abundance. You should not be making any kind of sacrificial anything to anybody that's bumping their gums and stuff. So yeah. So with that said, brothers, I'm about to check one out, and I'm gonna let y'all have last words. Go ahead, King Groove, and then Kid kickstart you after him. Any last words?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this picture, brother, and I don't know, man. Didn't this thing one of the people that Van Damme fought in Lionheart? Wasn't this one of the ones at the beginning, that black dude under the bridge with the bums out there gambling on the fights? I mean, also,
I don't know.
I don't know, but when I was a little kid, I used to be afraid of Darth Vader, and I always wondered what he looked like under the helmet. This is what I imagined.
Oh wow.
I am your father.
Uh-huh.
I have both sexes. I'm your mother and your father, nigga.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, right? You can't trust them, and they've shown that they would rather see us as an enemy, and they actively try to destroy us on behalf of the Caucasian. So how do you trust that? You can't trust that.
Nope. Their own devices, their own instructions, they're on their head.
And so and so basically you can't trust that, and we shouldn't, right? We shouldn't trust it. And it just is what it is, right? That hold on for a second.
I
And
tell you,
so when you go to the DR, you got to do this check mig stuff. Well, not check mig, but the DR has kind of a similar thing. But what I'm saying is that this thing is kind of scary. That it ain't even scary because nobody's worried about it. Because all we have to do to not deal with what they're bringing is to get away from them. But it's sad that we have to leave them alone like that, because they think only to destroy us and betray us to this level. Go ahead, Kickstart. You got the last word.
Oh yeah. I see the things going on with the BW. It's brothers should be not too worried about whatever, because at the end of the day, because if we look at it spiritually, the Most High causes this to happen. He's doing that.
Exactly.
He's doing. We see like stuff like this type of point that people don't want to repent, especially the BW. It's right there in their face. They just can't seem to grasp and get it. The Most High did that to cause them to be blinded like that way. So,
exactly.
Like you said before, it's like it's part time. It's like what's going on now is we're still in captivity, but our shackles are being loosened. So we're coming like to our second exit, like you said before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing now. So the curse is coming now. We're near the end of our curses. That's supposed to be like a blood moon, excellent American, like in April, I think. So that's a good thing. A sign for something, I guess. So
we don't have to worry about the signs. Righteous people don't have to worry about the signs. If you're wicked, though, that's another story.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, I'm out, people. Peace, love, and soul. Thank you all for stopping by, and I'll holler back at you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe so that you get the notification. All right. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
Hey, peace.
Take it easy, bro.
Peace, fam.